Hi everybody, it's Shenandoah, Squishy Stitches, back for another weekly update. Flosstube number 8, I believe. Yeah. So, it's been a week. How'd you all do? Did you make it through alright? Just adjusting the camera right here. I had a very busy week and a very emotional week, and I'm good. I know I seem completely uncertain. It's a lot of old baggage coming to the surface, and we'll cover that because I think it might be good for me. So, before we get to the heavy emotional stuff, I figured we'd do the fun stuff. Because, you know, that way if you don't want to see the heavy drama, you can tune out afterwards. So, I finally saw my niece to give her that Not All Who Wander Are Lost stitch I did with that frame that is absolutely perfect for it, and she absolutely loved it, which is so happy for me because I was so worried that she would not like the frame. But she did, which makes me insanely happy because I love her. I love my nephews too. I have a lot of nephews. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nephews and 1 niece. A lot of boys. So, ask me what a girl wants? I don't know. My niece is 22. Ask me what a boy wants? I'm like, oh, they like Minecraft, they like Beyblades, they like dinosaurs. I know boys. So, she loved it. That made me very happy. We were at a follow-up checkup for my son because mosquitoes. I told you how he puffed up like somebody abused him. So we were at the prime care. No, it wasn't a follow-up. It was when we were at prime care the first time. It's so funny, I have to tell you. So they have this fish tank full of African cichlid fish. They're like that biggish in different colors. If you don't know, there a lot of hospitals and places get cichlids because they're easy to take care of and you can put a lot in a tank. They're a very aggressive fish, so you can only really put them with other cichlids. But there's a lot of color variety, so they look good, and you crowd the tank with cichlids, because if you don't crowd the tank with cichlids, they establish territories, and they will kill each other. But if you crowd the tank with too many, like twice as many fish as is recommended, it's usually 1 inch of fish per gallon. I think, something along those lines. This, you double it. You do 1/2 inch of fish per gallon. That way they can't establish those territories, and there's just little scuffles, but fish don't get killed. So you crowd them, so it looks very cool, because there's a lot of them. A lot of activity. They're very active fish. They're one of those fish that will follow your finger along the tank. Not all fish do that. Usually aggressive breeds do that, because they're hunters. Makes sense. My goldfish would do that too, but they wanted food. I used to have some fancy goldfish. I had 4 of them. Over time, they got tumors and died because fancy goldfish are bred really poorly. So, I had them for a good 10 years. The biggest one was like that. Her name was Sparkle. And then the smallest one was like that. He was a Ryukin. They're fancy goldfish with a hump. They look like a humpback. And his name was Mustachio, because he had an orange mark here. And that was when mustaches were all the rage. You could get mustache jewelry and coats and everything. Remember that trend? So yeah. So we were at the place getting checked out because mosquito bites. And Riker looks at the fish, and the doctor's there because we're walking out. And he's like, "What kind of fish are those?" And so we tell him. He's like, "They look good. Can I have one to eat?" Oh, we don't... The doctor just looked horrified. Probably never been asked if kid by anyone if, "Can I eat your fish?" You'd think we go to those fancy Japanese sushi restaurants where you pick your fish. No, we don't eat fish. I don't like fish. Fish are gross. Ooh. I think I'd rather eat liver than fish. Sorry to all you that love liver or fish. Not me. I'll eat Brussels sprouts. I'll eat the shit out of Brussels sprouts. But fish? No. I have no idea where that came from. But we look like some redneck family. Sorry if you identify as redneck. They're just usually the ones that hunt. And my son has a mohawk that's like growing out, so it looks like he has a rat tail. But he is in love with Thor from the Avengers movies, so he's growing his hair out to look like Thor. That's his favorite superhero right now. Mine's Batman. No, actually no, mine's Robin from Batman. But, you know, that's okay. He can have his own, even if it's Marvel. I'm a DC girl. But yeah, so he wanted to eat the fish. Maybe I should buy some fish sticks. But then my house would smell like fish. And the only person I know who likes fish is my niece. And she's vegan now, so she will not be eating fish. Then the other thing that happened is my mother visited from Colorado. That's part of the heavy drama stuff, but it turned out better than I expected. Me and my mom have one of those tumultuous relationships. We usually can't spend more than an hour in a room without fighting. We're very opposite people. Very opposite. It's probably the best way to phrase it. And so we've always butted heads quite a bit. But that didn't happen this time. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because my brother was there. And he's not... She didn't treat him any better than me. So it's not like he's a favorite. But he cut her out of his life when he was 16. And he's 8 years older than me. And I'm 39. So it's been a very long time. So I'm thinking maybe she just wanted to not bring all that up with him. She's never hesitated with me. Just the way it is. So, but during the visit, she brought pictures of me when I was a kid, which is really cool. I didn't have any before now, so let's see. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to show you how awkward of a child I was. So this is, I don't know how old I was, but this was probably when I was 5. That's me and my brother at Christmas. Check the bowl cut. Well, semi-bowl cut. I don't know what haircut that would be. That's me as a kid. This is me, probably kindergarten or first grade. Another home haircut. It looks like it was with a Flosstube. You can see my cowlick sticking out the back. I still have that. That little bit right over here. That's my cowlick. It always does that. You can see it here. It sticks out still. Not as bad, but it still sticks out. That was probably kindergarten. This was 1st or 2nd grade. I look like my son in this picture. Glare. There we go. And the first time I saw this picture when I was a teenager, I went, "Who's that little boy?" Yeah, that's me. I did not have a sense of fashion as a child. Either that or my mom just didn't buy me fashionable clothes, because I have a lot of pictures like that. That's probably 3rd grade. This one I know was 5th grade. Yeah, my mom kept me in short hair because she didn't want to deal with brushing it. And I can't really blame her. I didn't sit still for it. So, that's probably 5th grade. Big glasses. And that shirt, that blue thing on the shirt, I was very proud of that shirt. I appliqued a blue flower onto that shirt. I wore that shirt all the time because I decorated it. There's some other flowers on there too, but that blue one was, you can see in the picture, and it had silver puffy paint around it, and I wore that shirt all the time. So that was probably my first crafty thing I ever made. You get to see that. And then this was me, I don't know, 3rd or 4th. Oh, it says 6th on the back. So that's me in 6th grade. Yeah. Nothing really to say about it. I mean, it looks like most kid pictures. Just, I had a really bad haircut and huge glasses. I never got to pick out my glasses. My Uncle Jerry owned a glasses company where they made the lenses and the frames, and so I'd get my eyes checked and then they'd send me glasses and it would just be whatever. So there was that. And then I have my senior picture. That was after I finally was able to dye my hair red. I had an obsession with red hair. Still do. I think it's the prettiest hair color. So all you gingers, I'm so jealous. The first time I saw somebody with red hair, I was probably 4. And ever since then, I wanted red hair. And I did dye my hair red for a good 20 years. And I decided to go funky. Because why not? And so those are the pictures. And then I have a self-portrait. That's my self-portrait. Got really wide apart eyes and a tiny nose, which is not true. I have a big nose. Not huge, but not tiny either. and it had a little report. My name is Shenandoah Geraldine Pitcher. That was my name. I live in Nederland, Colorado, where I grew up. I am 10 years old. My birthday is June 2nd, 1979. Y'all know how old I am now. I am a girl. My hair is ash blonde. My eyes are hazel. People in my family are my mom, Chris, my dad, Marilyn, Arnie, and I. Arnie's my brother. Marilyn's my stepmom. Chris was my mom's partner. The pets in my family are 7 dogs: Chapo, Bear, Wimpy, Ginger, Freckles, Chewy, Lightning, Thing, Ayu, Sammy,
Billy, Monk, and Magic. My mom, Chris, was sort of an animal hoarder. We never found dead pets or anything like that. But anytime the vet had a stray, he called us because he knew we'd take them. So, lots of dogs, lots of cats. With my family, I like to talk. I go to Nederland Elementary. I am in the 4th grade. My teacher is Mrs. Roth. In school, the thing I like best is math. That's surprising. I don't like math now. The thing I like least is spelling. Still true. Here are some interesting things about me. My favorite color is pink. It's now teal. My favorite food is taco dip. Still is. Marilyn, if you're watching, I need some taco dip. I can make it, but not as good as she can. I don't know what she does, but it's always a million times better than mine. So, she doesn't watch this. She doesn't even know I do this. Well, actually, she does. I talked to her about it. But she doesn't watch this. She lives way out in the boonies. There's no cable. She doesn't have a computer, because she gave it to me, which is what this is being recorded on, because she has no internet. Because she lives out in the boonies, where the only thing you can get is digital or satellite TV. There's no cable. It's well water, like septic tank, mosquitoes, billions and billions of mosquitoes and ticks. It's bleh. But she lives near a swamp in the middle of the woods in Michigan, the Allegan Woods. But at least she's got a house. She's got property. She's got 10 acres. Again, she was married to my dad. My dad has passed away about 5 years ago. Yeah, it's been a long time. He died of emphysema, so all you smokers, if you have kids, seriously think about quitting. You don't want to miss that time with your kids. You don't want to miss that time with your grandkids. My son was 3, and he doesn't remember my dad. So, if you smoke, seriously consider quitting just so you have more time with your family. My dad was a 3-pack-a-day guy. So, think about it. And that's all I'm going to say about that ever. I promise. I shouldn't promise that. If I talk about my dad and his passing again, I might bring it up because it's important to me. But anyways, what I like to play, think, and read. Someday I may be famous because of inventing. I've never invented anything. So that's not gonna happen, is it? I might be famous for being crazy, or some crafting I've done, or Flosstube. I've
when I was selling my cosplay 1950s inspired costumes, I got some notice. I was reblogged many times. Even had people go, "Oh my God, you're the one who does that, aren't you?" Weirdest experience of my life. Weirdest experience. Sitting there at Culver's on my lunch break from Lowe's, and somebody walked up and goes, "I love your work." It was the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me. Because, you know, I'd only sold like 50 at that time. But it had been reblogged. People wrote fan fiction about the Batman family with my designs as an inspiration. And I found it, and it was very sexual. But hey, I inspired somebody. And that's always a good thing. Found it because I was like, why are I getting all these views from Tumblr? I'm not on Tumblr. I don't really know how to use Tumblr. Because I'm very slow to adopt new social media. Took me 5 tries to get into Instagram. Yay! But I love Instagram now. I use it more than Facebook. So, yeah. Creepy self-portrait. We all have them. I was not a good drawer. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, I tried. And it's on pink paper, purpley pink paper. I don't know. It's 30 years old. God, I'm old. I'm not old as a state of mind, not an age. Saying that for me. So, things I've worked on, not much. I worked on the owl. I finished the white. That was my goal. Was to finish the white. So, I finished the white. And you can't even see it on this oatmeal data. And it looks very candy corn. You can kind of see it. It looks very candy cornish. Makes me feel ready for Halloween. That and that tiny modernist style that everybody's doing. Oh, I love that. I'm just on such a tight time crunch with this one cross stitch that I haven't bought it because it's like I don't need another thing right at this second. It's too much. And then the other thing I worked on is the one with the time crunch. The little pond. So, last time, the frog was there, but none of this green. Who was there? I've done all this. I did most of it today. Because it's been a busy week. And for the second time this year, I had a day where I didn't cross stitch. But 2 days and it's almost August. It's not bad. So, there's that. It's turning out pretty well. There's a frog if it doesn't here. And over here, there's some turtles. And then there'll be a little bug somewhere over here. Saving the bug for last because it's tiny and cute. And this is what it will look like when it's done. Let's see, how tilted should I make it? Like that? Okay, there we go. So, yeah, that's what it will look like when it's done. As you can see, I still have a lot to do. And the baby's due in September. And they're expecting it to come early. Uh-oh. I got work to do. A lot of work to do. So that's really all you're going to see from me for a while till that's caught up. I'm hoping I want to get most of the green done with the frog and the turtles and the bug this week. And then during August, get the elephant section done. Get this part done. So that in July or September, all I have is the ducks. And whatever else is over there. So that's my goal. We will see. Because I'm not very good at monogamy. Well, that's an awkward thing to say. I'm not good with monogamous stitching and project making. I've been married for 8 years with the same guy for 14 years. I think I'd be good at the rest of the monogamy. Which I am. Okay. So I also got a tag. Let me get that so I can see it. So it's the Twinkle Tag. I forgot to write down who made it. So what was your first cross stitch? That was a Dimensions Gold Kit. About the size of the owl. Where's the owl? Right here. It was probably on a piece of fabric about this big. It was a pink and purple angel that I made for my niece. Apparently I like to be tilted today. Tilt. So it was about this big. Pink and purple angel. I'll see if I can't insert it. I don't know how, so we will see. I don't even know if I can find a picture. I gave it to my niece so long ago. I don't even know if she still has it. I've never asked. It's definitely not her style now. It wouldn't surprise me if she got rid of it. And that's totally okay. Because it was a gift. And once you give something, it's out of your hands. And it's not like she didn't appreciate it at the time. So I really don't know. How many needle minders do you have? Probably about 15. I don't really know. I haven't counted. I don't have a huge collection. It's not my priority of things to buy. I buy patterns. Lots of patterns. I had to stop myself this week. Spent a lot. Cross-stitch patterns. Well, one was a kit. It was the Riola's Hedgehogs. I don't have it. It's in the mail. Because Hobby Lobby's by me. I went to all of them. I went to the one in Kalamazoo. I went to the one in Holland. I went to the 3 in Grand Rapids. I went to the one in Muskegon. I went all over. And none of them had it. So I found it online and bought it for $16. Because I really wanted it. And $16 isn't really that bad of a deal. It's not as good as, $2. But I wanted it. So I got it. Next question is, if you could stitch any pic or any picture, what would it be? Well, I really want the Heaven and Earth Space Traveler design. It's retired. Can't find it. I found it on illegal download sites, not getting it that way. So, unless I find a hard copy at some point in time, or somebody wants to loan it to me, or, yeah, I probably will never do that one, but I love it. It's got the TARDIS, it's in space. I love Doctor Who. I've been watching it since I was a kid. Me and my dad used to watch it. When I was a kid, I tried to make my dad a Doctor Who scarf. Didn't happen. I got maybe that much done before I got sick of it. I have my own TARDIS scarf now. I'm gonna go get that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause this and be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got my Doctor Who scarf. So, this is it. Fourth Doctor. It's long. It's not as long as the actual scarf, but I can wrap it like 4 or 5 times around my neck. It's a little warm for a scarf right now, though. But maybe I'll just wear it for the rest of this video, because it's Doctor Who. So, that's my Doctor Who scarf. I didn't make this one. My cousin Cassie made it for me, because she is a prolific knitter, crocheter. She far outdoes me, even though I was the one that really got her into it. She knew how. I just got her into it. Now she's never without a project. So, it's hot. So, that's that. And so me and my dad used to watch Doctor Who together. So I've been watching Doctor Who basically my whole life. Don't really have a favorite Doctor. I don't have one. I will always love Tom Baker, because Fourth Doctor, that's the one me and my dad watched growing up. But I really like David Tennant. I really like Matt Smith. But I think my favorite of the modern Doctor Who's, the modern Doctors, is Peter Capaldi. But I haven't seen Jodie do it yet. But I love Peter Capaldi. He's just, I have a thing for crotchety old guys. They amuse me so much. It's just my thing. When I was a kid, Winnie the Pooh, favorite character is Rabbit. Crotchety old man. My dad wasn't crotchety. My grandpa wasn't crotchety. I don't know. I just like crotchety old men. They amuse me. So if you're a crotchety old man, I'll like you. Oh, I'm a weird and twisted individual sometimes. So the next question is, what other crafts would you like to try? I don't know. I've tried everything I've been interested in. I can knit, I can crochet, I can sew. I can't tat. I've never been able to figure out tatting. Those Japanese balls look interesting. I'm just not that into it. I wish I could paint. I'm not good at drawing, though. So maybe drawing. Get better at that. That should be a goal, right? Maybe one day. So I don't know, because I can even spin yarn. I can dye. I can weave. I don't know. If I find a new project or a craft, I will let you know. How's that sound? Quickest project? I don't know. I guess the Not All Who Wander Are Lost, that took me like a week. I don't know. I like big things. I like big, elaborate projects in everything I do. So, quick is really not in my vocabulary. What threads do you like to use? I mainly use DMC. It's cheap. It's got a lot of colors. I've used some Weeks. I've used some Gentle Arts. They're both really nice. But I I haven't experimented that much. I've never tried stitching with silk. I will one day. I've got a few plans. Don't have the funds for the plans right now, but I have plans. Next is show us your ort jar. I don't have a jar. I have a hot cocoa mix tin. Full. That's probably 3 months. It's definitely not a whole year because I've dumped it out a couple times. So yeah. And I can compress it down and it's about half full. I stitch a lot. I'm kind of wasteful with thread. I get to the end of that color for that section, I just throw the rest away. Thread's cheap. So yeah, that's my ort jar. I like it because I can put a lid on it. I like it because I can stick magnets on it. Eyelash. Don't mind me. Eyelash going the wrong way into my eye. That was fun. Show us some non-stitch related projects that you're working on. I've been doing these little resin things. Might have shown this one before, I don't know. So this is made out of resin and glitter. It's just something I'm experimenting with. I want more needle minders, so I figured I'd make my own. Maybe one day sell them, but most likely give them away. So there's a rose, because roses are my favorite. And blue roses are my absolute favorite. Unfortunately, there will never, ever be a real blue rose. The genetics just aren't there. Kind of bums me out. You can get lavender, but not blue. Little bee. Focus. Little bee. Little whatever that is. So I've done those. I can crochet and knit, so I've shown this before, but I'll pull it out again. It's a crochet project. I've been working on this one for a long time. It's very pretty. It's very complicated. I'm only half done. It's called the Mandala Madness. And it's a free pattern. So if you crochet, you want something big and elaborate, this one's good. The other big elaborate one I really like is the Sophie's Universe. And that one's also free. I have never finished that one either. I got the inner square part done and then decided I wanted to use a different yarn. I wanted to use Stylecraft Special DK, which is what this is in, because it's such a nice yarn. You folks in England, you have the best yarn. And here we get Red Heart crap. So there's that one. This is a new project I've been working on. It's going to be a sweater. It's for my niece. She's tiny. So that's the front. That's the back. It's called the Millet pattern. I don't have a picture readily available, so I'll try to remember to put one. Ooh, dropping stitches, dropping stitches. I don't want to have to redo all this, so I am fixing this right now. Dropping stitches. Do not drop. Ooh. All good. All good. And then this one is a project I started about a year and a half ago. I don't work on it much. It's because I don't have a good setup for it. And a lot of you will be very familiar with it because Stitcherista is all about diamond painting right now. So This is my diamond painting. That's how much I got done in a year and a half. Could have finished it if I'd been dedicated to it, but I haven't been. It's pretty hard on my neck. I have a bad neck. It's from an injury, and then it's all arthritic now. I'm oldish body-wise. So, it's hard to work on because I have to have my head like this, and then I get a horrible neck ache. So I don't work on it much. Just don't. It hurts. What are your least favorite threads? Metallics of any type. I've tried them all. Petite treasure braid is probably my most favorite of my least favorite. If that makes any sense. What project you hate working on? Don't really have any I hate. Probably the fairy one I've been working on for my son. I showed that in the last video. It's just, I have to be in the mood for it. That's just what it is. I have to be in the mood for it. So, that would be my least favorite. And that's it for that tag. There is something I want to do. This is the serious deep part. So, this is something I'm doing for me, and I'm making myself very vulnerable to all of you. So, if you don't want to watch, don't. So, in the self-portrait, I mentioned somebody named Chris as my mom's partner. My mom's a lesbian, which that's not the serious part, that's just how it is. Chris was extremely abusive. This is really hard to say. She used to tell me I was a worthless piece of shit, and I'd never amount to anything. Direct quote. She molested me on more than one occasion. And she beat me with a 2x4. So, and that's a lot of where the problems with me and my mom stem from, because she knew what was going on. I mean, one time when Chris was molesting me, my mom was standing there laughing, because she thought it was funny. So, the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I was a kid, I thought what I went through was normal, because they'd show videos of abuse victims at school so that, abused kids would speak up. And I didn't identify with any of them. I thought it was all normal. I literally thought being hit with a 2x4 board was normal. I thought it wasn't abuse because it was always for something I did. Like, not clean my room. Or be 2 minutes late coming home. One time I forgot to feed the dogs before I went to school, I was running late, normal kid stuff. And I didn't get food the whole weekend. I was locked in my room with no books, no toys, nothing, and no food. And I thought that was normal. So it's very important to me to talk about abuse as, it's not normal. It's not normal to be punished for being 2 minutes late. It's not normal to be starved for a weekend because you forgot to feed the dogs. But I didn't think it was abuse because the videos would show these people hurling dishes and screaming at you. And that never happened. I had a shoe thrown at me once, and that's because I mouthed off. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything like the videos. It wasn't constant. It was always a trigger of some sort, like me breaking a arbitrary rule. Other things, like Chris always had chocolate milk. She always had Nesquik chocolate milk. I was never allowed it. There was a shelf on the refrigerator I couldn't touch. And it's because, I wasn't allowed. Mom and Chris would have steaks for dinner, and I'd have a hamburger patty and instant mashed potatoes. But yeah, it wasn't constant. And when things weren't bad, it was like a normal family. We joked around, but you never knew when the jokes would fall flat and Chris would get mad. I mean, they gave me horseback riding lessons and then took them away because I got a B. And then after that, my grades really tanked. Because, I didn't feel like trying for anything if a B is not good enough. But that's the thing about abuse, is it's very insidious. It's not always constant. It builds up over time. And there are thousands of women and men out there dealing with it in their marriages. My brother had I think it was abusive from the outside looking in. I can't tell you for sure because I wasn't there all the time, but from what I saw, there were red flags, and I told him about it, and he didn't talk to me for 3 years. And the thing about abusive people is they're often really charming, and people like them. I don't know why. I don't know what they do about that. But if don't know how to phrase what I want to say, but if you need a safe place or a safe person to talk to, I'm here. I'll always be here for you. I don't have to know you. If you're abused, I will let you stay at my house. If you don't feel safe at home, tell somebody. It's the first question they ask you when you go to the emergency room. Are you safe at home? And it can be hard if your abuser's right there. But they can't do anything to you if you say no. The hospital staff will get you to safety. They will. There's shelters you can go to if you're a woman. There's not enough for men. And that needs to change because women abuse men almost as much as men abuse women. I say almost because it's not quite as common because usually men are stronger. But an attitude can overpower somebody. You can be intimidated by a 5'0" 4'0" person if they have the right attitude. But get help. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family. If somebody's cutting you off from your friends, telling you they don't like them and they've been your friends for years, that's a red flag. Run, don't walk. Unless it's like your friends are drug addicts, which, that can happen. But generally, if your friends are normal people and your person is telling you they don't like them, get out. Because this abuse will scar you like nothing else. But I don't know what else to say about it. However, in that box, my mom included a picture of Chris. So, this is my abuser. I don't know where she is. I don't even know if she's alive. But one thing she told me is it was this really weird superstition she had. Said if you burn a picture of somebody, you'll never see them again. So, I've never burned a picture of somebody because there's nobody I've ever not wanted to see again, except for this bitch. So, I have a pan for safety, but I am burning her picture here on camera. Because she's not somebody I ever want to see again. Woo! I don't know, I thought it would feel more cathartic, but she's gone. Picture's gone. Hand's still flaming, but I'm right here. Yeah, I did that. I don't think I'd ever see her again. Anyway, it's been 20 years, but I don't want that picture. I don't want her in my life. So, she's gone, and my PSA is done. Again, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I will do everything I can to help you, as well people you know better. If you're not comfortable with me, there's somebody else who will help you. I guarantee it. Nobody is ever completely alone, and even if you're in a place where you don't know anybody, there are places you can go. You can go to a hospital, you can talk to your boss, you can go to a shelter. Anything's better than living with abuse, especially if you have kids. So, that's all I have to say. I know that was really probably not easy to listen to, but I felt it needed to be said. We all have our causes and passions, and they're based on experiences that we've had in our life. That's an experience I've had. And I'm not abused now. My husband would, no, he wouldn't. Because I didn't want that in my life, and I knew about the cycle of abuse. Once I figured out it was abuse, it took a long time. I was probably about 20. I was 20 before I realized how bad it was. But I'm out. I have a good life. I have a good husband. I have a good family. So if you you're abused, get out. If If you have a friend you think is abused or know is abused, most people, if you say you're abused, get out. They won't. But be there. Let them know you love them no matter what. Let them know you're there for them no matter what. Doesn't matter how many years go by. You'll always be there. They need to know that. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And that's it. Have a good day, or night, or week, or vacation. Whatever's going on for you right now. Have fun. Bye.